Culture Eats Strategy for Breakfast is credited to Peter Drucker, or how we Austrians would say, Peter Drucker. The quote means to me that no matter how well designed your strategic plan is, it ultimately will fail if your teams, our teams, don't share the appropriate culture. So thus, at the end of the day, the people who implement the plan matter most. So that's why we're gonna speak today about culture. Welcome to our talk show. My name is Andreas, and I have invited Martina and Peter to join us today to discuss different aspects of culture. So hello and welcome. Please introduce yourself briefly to our viewers. Martina, would you like to start, please?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me. My name is Martina Buhlová. I'm working for our company since 2006. And currently I'm working for transformation team as a senior project manager, but partially I'm working also for international team called Culture Change team. My expertise is in change management, leadership and coaching, but I'm also focused on transformational projects, focused on organizational development. And last but not least, I'm also the product manager of our local recognition program called T-Star, and I'm also the leader of our own initiative, which is called Culture Hackers.
Culture Hackers. Very good. Peter.
My name is Peter Fialka. I work in our customer management competence house as a senior service delivery manager for global customers. I am end-to-end responsible for their services, and also I manage their biggest projects and deals. As we are going to talk about culture, I mentioned by purpose that I work in Telekom 12 years now, and I'm going to use example for professional experiences. With that, I'm greeting the audience and also those colleagues who might find themselves in my speech.
Okay, great to have you here. Let's get started, right? And as usual, I would like to give a short outline of the agenda for our viewers in the unlikely case that some of you want to fast forward. So we will talk now about culture. What does it actually mean? We will discuss how to create a common culture, how to cascade culture. We want to touch the topic of the sense of belonging and well-being. We will, of course, also come to teamwork and collaboration. And the two last topics on the list would be alignment with organizational goals, as well as talent management in the context of culture. So that's what's on the menu today. Let's get started. Yeah. First up, what is company culture? Well, even though company culture is quite famous or has become a hot topic over the last years, I feel it's somehow still a little bit intangible, and perhaps sometimes it's difficult to wrap our arms around it. So what I did is I looked up a definition for that, and I would like to share it with you. So company culture is the promise we make to our employees and candidates, so obviously employees to become, about what it is really like to work for us, yeah, and what kind of environment you will face and what people can expect to work in. Well, that's one possible definition. So, Martina and Peter, what is culture for you? Is there something like a specific tea culture? And I'm talking about tea culture as Telekom culture, not as tea party, of course. Martina, would you like to start?
Yes, of course. And yeah, I will be a little bit personal here because I would like to say what is the tea culture for me. And I would say that it's a team spirit. Over the 16 years I'm working here is always specific that I'm working for teams which have open, friendly and supportive atmosphere. And there is even more than that. I can say that I found friendship, but long life friendships, because our colleagues are also my friends. And we know our kids, our partners, we are visiting the trips. So definitely I can say that my colleagues and our company is something like a tea family for me. But there is also the second aspect of culture for me. And it's that I'm proud that our company is contributing to positive impact on our region, but also society and environment. I would like to mention a few things. So first of all, it is very intensive cooperation with non-profitable organization. It is also about intensive cooperation with schools. So we are influencing the future generations. But there is also impact on our environment, because recently as a company we've been awarded as a company which is having impact on environment, also society. And there are also plenty of CSR activities where our company either directly contributes or through our volunteers. So I can mention, for example, also the volunteering events which we had during the first months of crisis regarding the Ukraine, or we recently had also activity regarding helping our city of Košice. What I also like very much is the philosophy how we are organizing the events for our employees, because we are trying to connect their experience, positive experience, their connection with their friends, families. But at the same time, we are also supporting the region. For example, how it was last time we had a ice hockey match with supporting the club.
And the HC Košice, of course. Right?
HC, of course, and they won.
Andreas started the match, right?
Yes, exactly. And we also supported our Košice Zoo because we had their family event. And also soon we will have also visit to our theater. So there are also a lot of plenty possibilities how to support our region. So all this fits to my inner values, I can say, because besides, of course, fulfilling my daily duties, I can say that I'm contributing to something bigger.
That's a lot already to start with, and I can feel your passion and that you are totally into it. So, Peter, how about you?
Yeah, I was thinking very long time how to define the simplest possible way company culture, and here it is. In my view, company culture is everything. What we do, how we do, when we do, but even what we say and how we say, even now while we are talking. And in my opinion, employees, without identifying themselves with company culture, are not really working for the company. Here, let me give you an example from real life. I, with my colleagues, have been invited by the customer to Germany to join a very important workshop. And while sitting on the airport, it came like bolt from the blue, the airport staff informed us that the flight is not going to happen due to some technical issues. So you can imagine the disappointment, sadness, and also stress. We need to cancel everything, inform the client, etc. But it suddenly changed when we met the airline representative who acted in a very professional way. She calmed us down. She offered an alternative solution, a flight over Budapest, as a bonus, also accommodation in a top hotel. And we ended in a meeting in time with the client. So even the trip itself, or the traveling itself, was very bumpy. The whole trip was okay. And yes, we might select the same airline next time also. So this is the same what we try to do also in our company, because no matter what, issues are going to happen. This is life. And what matters is how we react to that. Whether we are transparent enough, whether we are answering all our clients' demands and properly. So in my view, company culture is basically our behavior. Our behavior makes the culture of the company.
Thank you. That's, by the way, a great example for delighting our customers. And I'm not going to ask you now which airline it was. Good. Let's stick a little bit to the culture topic and its definitions. I looked up a theory. And according to Cameron, there are 4 specific types of culture. And the one I would like to mention here is the so-called clan or collaboration culture, which stands for a very friendly working environment. Things like relationships, moral participation, consensus are primary focus. And in terms of leadership, it's about coaching, I would say. It's more about servant leadership, right? On the other hand, there is hierarchy culture, which is also known as control culture, where there is a lot of structure, there is a lot of processes, and the decisions are made based on existing procedures. Okay, these are 2 extremes on a spectrum. If you consider that, how would you more specifically, describe the T culture or the T mindset? Peter, let's start with you.
So let me answer this question straightforward. There is nothing like strict hierarchy in our company. There is only a well-balanced collaboration between leaders, managers, and employees, because everybody is realizing that we are in the same boat. If you fail, I fail as well, right? And there is also open discussions allowed and enabled on any management layer. Even I had the privilege to meet and discuss openly with our global chief, Adela Saleh. There is also constructive criticism allowed, because everybody is realizing it might move our company forward. So in our company, especially here in Košice, I think and feel that our colleagues are led by examples. And that's the reason seniors try to show what to do, how to act. Seniors coaches and leaders coaches the newcomers. And there is, in general, a really friendly and open working environment in our company.
That's perfect examples. I love it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about how to cascade culture, right? And I think it's pretty obvious that it's not enough that the management defines culture, or Martina, you and me are sitting together and we say, now let's do great culture things, right? At the end, each member of an organization ends up influencing the culture. And that can be reflected in small things, like what you wear to work. By the way, I saw so many people in short pants already today, right? How you address people, how you call out issues, but also perhaps the more tangible topics like the office layout, general operation procedures, and stuff like that. Okay, so what are we doing there as Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Slovakia? I'm aware of the specific campaign. Perhaps you can explain it a little bit. How do we cascade culture?
Definitely, you are right. And I would just confirm your words that it's not only about management. Our culture is not created only by managers or leaders, but the culture is created by each of us. And also our ongoing culture campaign is focused on raising the awareness that each of us is contributing to this culture. I like very much the tagline which we have there, and it says, "Change starts with me." And it perfectly describes that each of us is owner of his own behavior and of our own impact on others. So, and from my point of view, if we want to have a great company culture, it starts with personal commitment of each of us. Of course, within the campaign, we are promoting our shared values, but we are also looking for stories and, how Peter said, that role models, because simply we believe in storytelling and we believe in our role models.
And it is about true storytelling, I assume,
Exactly.
right? Okay, very good. Nice. So now let's talk a little bit about the positive impact of company culture. And I would like to touch the topic engagement and satisfaction. According to PwC, a positive company culture fosters a sense of belonging, identity, purpose, and satisfaction among employees. I think that's pretty obvious, yeah. But let's discuss now, what are we doing at Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Slovakia to foster this sense of belonging and identity?
Let me grab our newcomers as an example, who from the very first day they crosses our doors are supported by leads, senior colleagues in the team, helping their adaptation and coaching them to grow. There is a very important thing. What we do is that we also clearly communicate company strategy as well as the company goals. Even there is a big project or an important service, everybody knows that their parts are very important to achieve the entire success. Even after the success itself, there is a very strong recognition management. The colleagues got recognized for great successes, what helps our company to succeed. And there is also very unique and special thing was recently announced to our employees. They can buy Telekom shares with a very nice bonus from the company. With all these things are strengthening the feeling of belonging, and even including this Telekom share, it's supporting the I Own It campaign as is. But the feel of belonging is not really remaining only in our employee cycles. I feel, and I know Martina has the same experience, it is also influencing our families. Our families really know what we do and when we do, especially during overtimes. It goes even further. Our kids knows what we do. And here, let me tell an example. My son was asked in the kindergarten, what does your daddy do? And he answered, he works from home first, but later added, he works for Telekom, for a magenta pink company, and he connects people. So with all of this, I wanted to tell that this is already a big family we are in, and we belong to.
Nice. Yeah, I would address another topic. So when employees feel connected to the organization and its values, they are more likely to be engaged in their work. It's also something very obvious, right? But at the end, that results in a higher level of productivity. And that's something also as a management, as a company, we want to achieve. And this is something we are very proud of here in Slovakia, because obviously we are doing well. Now, considering that we are now in a hybrid model, I guess that is a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult. We all know that 20 to 25% of our people are only coming regularly to the office. This is because people work from home, as your son rightfully mentioned in the kindergarten. This is also because our workforce is nationwide, so sitting all over Slovakia, and we are working in global teams. That means quite often your peers are actually sitting in, Hungary would be close, India would be more far away, but at distant locations. So it's about making people feel connected. So considering in particular also this hybrid world. Martina, what does Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Slovakia do to make people feel connected, to make them stay connected, or maybe even improve the connection towards the company?
Yes, it's quite interesting, but also challenging question how the you already mentioned the remote work is really challenge for belonging, the feeling of belongingness, and so on. But I can say that and emphasize that we are doing hybrid mode of operation, and we as a company we are trying to take the best from both worlds. It means from work in the offices. And what I really like is that we as a company, we are not pushing people to come back to office permanently. Rather, we want to really give them this benefit because the feedback from them is that it contributes to their well-being and their flexible working time. And rather, we are trying to provide the guardrails how to approach the hybrid work the best. And for example, we are giving them recommendations like let's agree on the team days when the whole team is in the office, or we are educating them that which type of tool suits the best for which type of work, or for example, which kind of activity is better for home office and remote work, or which type of activity like brainstorming or focus on building of the team is more suitable for work from the office. So I would like to say that we approach it with this pull effect, that we are also trying to motivate people to be motivated to also come to office, having for them more attractive working places in our campus premises. But also there is a culture aspect behind that. We are giving the trust. We are giving the empowerment to our leaders that they can agree with their teams what suits them best in order to be more engaged and more productive in their work. We are organizing various events, internal ones, for example, which are focused on development, like we had a bar camp or we had a skilling marketplace. But we have also various events which are focused on business topics like project management, or recently we had Agile conference, and soon we will have also tech days organized. And of course, again, there is a lot of effort which we are putting to organizing the events for oriented on friendship and connection between employees. For example, there are breakfasts for teams or departments, and also such events like friendship balls, or we have regular tea start ceremonies. So there are a lot of events and platforms which we are offering for our employees to feel more connected.
A healthy company culture encourages collaboration, teamwork, and open communication among employees, right? And if our employees, our colleagues feel comfortable sharing ideas and to speak up, then it enhances innovation. You had a similar example before, problem solving, and of course, at the end also creativity. So what does Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Slovakia do about collaboration and teamwork, Peter?
Yes, I was talking about this topic with my colleagues. Hybrid working. Everybody is confirming that it is generally okay. And the most important part is that it is working. We are simply more connected. We are able to work from anywhere and also almost any time. That confirms, by the way, the statistics that we had an increased productivity during COVID times. There were no or zero travel times and minimum sick days also. Let me also use an example how I manage as a functional manager an intercontinental international team daily. We do have meetings, of course, whenever it is necessary and needed. We do have also mandatory daily calls, stand-ups, updates, and chats. We never really worked all in the offices together. And it works. The business runs, and with business I mean internal and also external with my clients. It runs smooth, almost a decade. Neither the COVID times influenced us that much. So everybody, especially those who has the same working setup, are well prepared, in my view, for mainly virtual cooperation in our company.
So let's talk about the alignment employees with organizational goals. So company culture obviously plays a crucial role in aligning employees with the organizational goals, mission and values. And and you had this already also at the beginning, when the employees understand and embrace the core values and the objectives of the company, then they will more likely working towards achieving these goals, right? Nevertheless, that's not an easy one. So, Martina, what does Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions Slovakia do to align the employees with its organizational goals?
Well, yeah, in this case, I would like to borrow your favorite quote regarding the collaboration. And it says that no one can whistle a symphony, but you need an orchestra to play it. And I think it perfectly describes also this need to align the organizational strategy and business goals. Here I would mention two platforms, which from my point of view contributes to this one. And first is a leadership event called From Inspire to Inspire. It is focused on putting together and connect all disciplinary and functional leaders from all three organizational units in our company. This platform also offers them the opportunity to promote the opportunities within the company, so they can contribute or they can see the intersections between the organization, how they can collaborate better. And it also gives the, I can say, the basis stone for their skill development in certain areas, which enables them to fulfill the ambitions of our company. So, for example, entrepreneurship as a skill. And in that way, all these leaders together can collaborate better towards the business ambitions of our company. A second platform, which I would like to describe here, is Leadership Call, which we have regularly. And that's probably nothing new or interesting. Probably each company has something like that. But our new format of leadership calls is offering increase of transparency and access to informations. So, for example, we are informing about the news in areas of HR, finance, and strategic goals or their progress. There is also, of course, platform for bidirectional communication like Q&A. But what is maybe innovative in this concept is that we are going to build the public place on our intranet page, where we will place all the records from these calls. This information can read each employee. He can also ask about the questions connected with the certain topics. And we also ensure that each question is answered, but also follow up. It means if we do not answer to certain question immediately, we always care that it's answered later on. So from my point of view, these two platforms are offering also these formats are offering the platform for alignment of goals within our company.
Very good. Thank you for sharing. Last but not least, we also need to talk about talent management in the context of culture. And obviously, a strong company culture can be a powerful tool for attracting talent, so employees to become employees or to be soon become employees, and retaining top talents. Yeah, long story short, Peter, is this true for Deutsche Telekom IT Solutions?
Absolutely, yes. Since we are working and we are part of T-Systems International, there are endless opportunities. You can participate on global programs, projects, and services for our clients. And you simply never get bored. Yeah? If you accept such an opportunity or challenge, leading a big project or service, it will give you a kind of positive motion. You will be pushed to cross your limits. And of course, it will put you also out of your comfort zone. But usually it ends with success. And for sure, those successes are recognized by the company. Even I got recognized and double awarded for a project I led. By the way, it's called the STAR talent program. Even I started in the company as an operator in our service desk. Now, 12 years later, I manage our biggest customers and top deals. So what I wanted to tell, and this is the honest feedback also to the audience, what I wanted to tell with all of this is that in our company, there are a lot of successful, loyal, and talented people.
Wow, this is such a perfect ending. You make my job to wrap up the session now really, really hard. Yeah, so nevertheless, I'm gonna try. So that brings us to an end of this session. We have been talking about culture, in particular, well-being, collaboration and teamwork, alignment with organizational goals, and last but not least, also about talent management. In summary, and I quote now my two guests, a strong company culture enhances employee engagement, attracts and retains top talents, fosters collaboration, supports employee well-being, and at the end, improves customer experience. So we hope there was something interesting in it for you. In case you want us to do a follow-up on some of the topics in greater detail, please let us know. You can comment below. And I would like to thank Martina and Peter for joining us today and sharing valuable insights with us. So we wish you all the best on your culture journey. We hope to see you soon again, perhaps in one of our other sessions. Stay safe, stay healthy.